you know, Barack Obama did mention in that Fox News interview, he said, you know, it's ironic that all this questioning of my patriotism is happening because I came on the scene with that 2004 speech at the Democratic Convention, which was so patriotic, and I had forgotten that, and I was like, oh, that's a good point, because that's what part of what I loved about that speech was how much it celebrated America, right? And then I realized, of course, you're doing a Rovian tactic on him, you know, that they take his strength and turn it into a weakness. If people are flocking to Obama because he represents a hopeful side of America, an America we all want to believe in, tear him down and say, no, he doesn't even like America, he doesn't even believe in America, when he says the exact opposite. I mean, the Republicans are so good at politics, and they're so bad at policy. I mean, I never in my lifetime have I seen such a party that is so diametrically different in those two areas. They're terrible. They're like a 0 out of a 0 on policy, and they're just phenomenal at politics. And half the time, or more than half the time, the Democrats don't see it coming at all. And they certainly didn't see it coming with this patriotism thing. The fact that Obama mentioned that speech, I hope, triggers in his mind, oh, that's why they're coming after me, and I should emphasize how patriotic I am. Look, I'll go on another rant on that, on what I would do. I should do a book or something like this, or a series. Politics of Strength by Cenk Uygur. Look, if they question my patriotism, I'd go over the top on it. I'd say, I got to be honest with you, I'm the most patriotic candidate in the race. And then people would go flip out, and they'd be like, what? How can you say that? John McCain is a war hero. How can you say you're more patriotic? Number one, you've now changed the conversation. Because now the conversation is about how patriotic you are as opposed to how unpatriotic you are. Okay? Number two, you've gotten in a patriotism race with John McCain, who everybody considers to be incredibly patriotic, thereby elevating, just by the fact that you're having that competition, your status as more patriotic. God, somebody please. So we got an email, somebody saying, hey, you should send these tapes to the Obama campaign. I would love to if they only listen. All right, but here's the essence of why you should do that patriotism thing. You can't just do it blindly. Like, you got to have a real reason. And the thing is, I think Obama is more patriotic than John McCain or anyone else, any of the other candidates. Why? The substance of it is, he believes in the idea of America, this idea that we provide hope and opportunity to everybody. Whereas John McCain doesn't believe in those ideas. He's in the Dick Cheney school of thought, which is, you know, we're going to protect our geopolitical interests. And whether Iraq or the Gaza Strip has freedom or doesn't have freedom, or North Korea or Syria, is semi-irrelevant. Are we going to have control over our bases there? Are we going to have the oil? See, Obama's more patriotic than that. Obama believes the American idea is a correct one, and that we don't have to torture people, and John McCain flip-flopped on torture, okay? If he was a true American, he would have never flip-flopped on torture. And if Obama holds to these principles and really truly believes them and puts them into action in domestic policy and foreign policy, then he's a hell of a lot more patriotic than John McCain, because John McCain got shot down over Vietnam. Look, I'm not saying anything against his service in Vietnam. I'm just saying that's not all patriotism is about. Patriotism is actually understanding what America stands for. Now, finally on that issue, if you start that conversation, Senator Obama, then you start a conversation that favors you rather than one that disfavors you. Because then people start talking about, hey, wait, what is it? What does it mean to be patriotic? What is this idea of America that Barack Obama's talking about, and why does he lay claim to it as opposed to John McCain or any other candidate? See, that's the conversation you want to have.